Hello, how y'all doing? Hello, hello, hello. What's up? What's good? How is y'all feeling today? I'll put this right here. So, I have been spewing my knowledge on these here pieces of paper from all the years that I have been. Ooh, honey, what is that? Lint. I need a lint roller for my face. From all of the years that I have been studying alchemy, witchcraft, and all that stuff. You know, what I can do in 5 minutes, it took me damn near 10 years to learn. 10 years took me 10 years. No, it's been longer than 10 years. I'm 39, so around about 25. So it is longer than that. I don't feel like counting all this shit. But anyway, it's been longer than 10 years. But what I can do in 5 to 6 minutes, I can. It took me 10 plus years to learn. So I'm spewing my knowledge here on the YouTube, to help some folk out. Because I know somebody somewhere needs help and needs to be led in the direction, the right direction, and to better understand their life and their mind. So like I said before, I am going to be doing videos about identifying vicious mental cycles. Vicious mental cycles. Because our mentality has a lot to do with how our life turns out, and a lot of people don't want to be held accountable for their own life and their own actions because they feel guilty. And I mean, that's perfectly understandable, but at the end of the day, you're a grown-ass man or woman. You age legal, you're responsible for your life. Nobody else is. You are responsible for how you turn out. Nobody else is, So this is going to be my first of the video series. Identifying vicious mental cycles. First of all, we want to know, we as an audience, right? You want to know, okay, so what are vicious mental cycles? What are vicious mental cycles? What is it? What is it? What is a chaotic mental cycle? Well, just like there is day and night, there's seasons, there's spring, summer, winter, fall, there's cycles. Women have their own menstrual cycles every month, just like a woman has a menstrual cycle. There's cycles of the sun and the moon. There's cycles, of mental health, that we go through. And there's a lot of folk out there that don't recognize their own vicious mental cycles. So a vicious mental cycle, or vicious mental cycles, because there's many, are periods of time that are prolonged thoughts turn this off. Okay, I'm sorry. What? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Vicious, that was rude. Vicious mental cycles or periods of time that are prolonged thoughts of negativity, paranoia, anger, depression from overthinking, extreme self doubt, and doubt. Self doubt in the divine. Okay, let me start. Vicious mental cycles are periods of time that are prolonged thoughts of negativity, paranoia, anger, depression from overthinking, extreme self doubt, and doubt in the divine, or in this case, Lucifer and his legion. Depending on whatever God you serve, it still holds true. Okay? All right? Divine will not intervene unless you welcome them in. Whatever magical art that you choose to do, that ain't on me, that's on you. I worship Lucifer. I represent Lucifer. Okay? Causing one to shut down and give up. Many people struggle with this and fail to realize their mental cycles. And a lot of folk fail to realize and recognize that they go through a period of mental cycles that are unhealthy for them and will cause a lot of destruction in their life. And then when they finally snap out of it, they're like, why is my life looking like this? What's going on? And it's like, what the fuck, making your whole life look extremely chaotic. It's a path of emotional roller coasters. And many people struggle with this and fail to realize their mental cycles, thus causing them to go down a path of emotional roller coasters that lead them to a life of destruction and chaos. This causes the inability to think straight. And I've encountered quite a few people, once I realized what I was going through and how I was, how I finally snapped out of it. And knowing what I knew and still know now, I'm able to tell when somebody, by direct contact with them, whether it be in Messenger or whether it be in person or over the phone, I'm able to tell that they have been going through some kind of vicious mental cycle. And then it's like they're completely in a trance, It causes them to have a life of destruction and chaos. This causes them the inability to think straight. Paranoia in regard to everyone around them seemingly being against them. This puts them in some kind of altered mental state. When they're going through these vicious mental cycles, people, period. It doesn't matter who you worship. It does not matter who side you on, whether you're doing dark magic, white magic, whatever. It don't matter. Human beings have vicious mental cycles. We all have some kind of cyclical situation going on with us. It doesn't matter who we're worshiping. But us as human beings in the physical realm, we all have those cycles. Whether you're an atheist or a believer in Jesus Christ or a believer in Lucifer or a believer in fucking Oshun or whoever, Santissima Morte, it doesn't matter. We all have, as human beings, these mental cycles that we go through that will not stop unless you identify it. So anyway, everyone around them seemingly being against them, when in fact that isn't the case. To be brutally honest, it's all inside their heads. This is where the feelings of failure, thoughts of lack, fear, self-hate, self-destructive thinking and actions, self-destructive speaking. I've had quite a few clients that have been calling themselves stupid, they're unworthy, they can't do this, they're dumb, this and they're this. And I'm like, come on, you killing me with the self-destructive speaking. You killing me with that. The self-insults. You killing me with that. Don't do that. That's a part of a vicious mental cycle. To be brutally honest, it's all inside their head. This is where the feelings of failure, thoughts of lack, fear of self-hate, self-destructive thinking and actions and speaking come into play. Then all of a sudden, snapped out of it. The person has snapped out of it because something good may have happened that the person wanted to happen. That pushes them, it forces them out of that mental cycle, which acts as, I want to put this in the right terms. It acts as a suppressor. Like you have a cough suppressant, right? Sudafed. Cough suppressant. So this good thing that happened to that person is acting as a suppressant of that mental cycle. They snap out of that vicious mental cycle real quick. It just suppressed it. That good thing, that good event, that good situation snapped them out of it. And then they're going on for a few months being good, doing good, feeling good. And they're mentally and emotionally well for a few months. Then after that suppressant has wore off, they're right back into that vicious negative cycle. They're good for a few months, then right back into that chaotic mental cycle. So whatever it was that you wanted to happen only suppressed it for a few moments, then forced you right back into that negative mental cycle, that vicious mental cycle of just thinking negatively. You wake up and you grumbling and complaining. You grumbling and complaining throughout your day. You're snapping at everybody and you're snapping at yourself. If you're not snapping at people, you talking to yourself negatively. You doing your work or whatever it is that you're doing and you talking to yourself negatively. You having fights in your head with other people that you ain't even talked to, that you wish you had said something to, and it's causing you to just unchecked baggage is just causing you to go on and on and on and on and on throughout your life in a trance of this negative, vicious mental cycle, and then you get some kind of suppressant that works as a kind of like a euphoric drug that helps you to get out of that mental cycle that puts you right back in there when that shit wears off. Then the outer world begins to reflect what they have been thinking. Saying things like, I knew this was going to happen. Every time I get happy, every time something makes me happy, something bad happens. Something bad comes and snatches my shit away. Or I just knew something. I just knew there was a catch. I expected this shit to happen. I just knew this was going to happen. Every time I get happy, every time something good happens, something bad follows. I get knocked over. I make 2 steps ahead just to get knocked over 3 steps back. Failing to realize they are the sole creator of their own life experiences. This happens like night and day. Good happens, they're happy. Bad happens. That is equivalent to depression and a whole slew of other unfortunate events that take place in that person's life. Making their life look like a complete shit show full of fear, indecisiveness, and upbeat moods. It's complete fucking mess. It looks like a complete mess. By the time you snapped out of your vicious mental cycle, you are looking at your life like, what the fuck happened? Who the hell came in and tore my shit up like a fucking tsunami that came and washed everything away? You are unaware of the things that you do when you are stuck in this trance of a vicious mental cycle. This is a trance. This is a literal trance that you're going down, nothing but a tunnel vision of you just bouncing off the walls, going down this motherfucking walkway of anger and frustration and cyclical decay, discord, chaos, destruction of self. It's like tunnel vision. That's all you can see is what the fuck it is that you are thinking about. All this stuff in your mind. Some people don't have thoughts. Some people cannot envision. But them ones who can, I can't speak for the ones who cannot, because I cannot relate to not being able to think. I cannot relate to not being able to envision. I can't, because I cannot speak on that. I can only speak on what I've gone through. So there's people out there that don't have thoughts at all. There's people out there that do not have vision, that cannot visualize. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just like it is what it is. Shit. Your life would look like a complete mess when you snap out of it and don't even know how the fuck it got that way in the first place, because you were stuck in that vicious mental cycle of a trance, and you, by the time you come out of it, you done threw shit away. You done cussed people out that you wouldn't have normally cussed out if you was in a good mood. You done broke up with people and got with people that you wasn't supposed to be with, because you done got yourself stuck in this vicious mental cycle that you wasn't even aware of, and you didn't even know that you was in. So somewhere in this cycle, I'm almost done. Someone would have to recognize this cycle, this very horrible and destructive cycle. They would have to recognize it first, understand it, while seeking not only professional help, but also spiritual guidance. If you have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, because this works in that exact way, bipolar disorder. It works. Vicious mental cycles are similar to bipolar depression and bipolar disorder. If you have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, please see your doctor. If you are not sure if you even have bipolar, and you feel like after watching the first video of vicious mental cycles, you feel like you need some help to figure out whether your ass is bipolar or not, go get help. Your life depends on it. You either gonna live or you gonna die. I used to tell my little cousin, because she used to be out on the streets, and she used to, be around boys and thugs and all kinds of shit. I'm sorry if I'm rustling paper, but I got to keep my paper up so I can read it. I used to tell her, I said, either you going to choose to go home and be safe, or you going to go take your ass to prison, or you going to beat your ass in the damn ground 6 feet under. You got 3 choices: life, death, or imprisonment. You pick one. She was a little girl, not even a teenager yet. Her ass was running the streets, having sex, drinking, smoking weed, and all kinds of shit. I've been coaching and counseling her all her damn life, and she's still choosing to do whatever the fuck she want to do. So I'm pretty sure people gonna do what they want to do. But you either gonna live or you gonna die, or you gonna be behind bars or in a mental institution. You got a choice. But not only while seeking professional help will assist you in this, but also spiritual guidance. After you have realized what's really going on this planet Earth, this earthly plane, this 3D world, you will realize that you cannot have one without the other. You cannot have professional mental health help without spiritual guidance. You have to have both. Understand that we are divine energies having a very real and very human experience. Doors that were closed to one spiritually will become open. Doors in the mind that were sealed shut will begin to open after you have realized these vicious mental cycles, after you have gone through the process of understanding and recognizing it. Then and only then will these things happen. Causing aha moments. But let me go back. Doors that were closed spiritually will be open. Doors in the mind that were sealed shut. Sealed, that means you can't open shit until you get to the right spot, will begin to open, causing aha moments, moments of revelation, downloads, clear vision. And this is only going to happen when one has pinpointed exactly when and where the cycle begins and ends. Only then will that cycle end, when it is dealt with properly. There's a way to do things, and the way people are set up now, nobody have no motherfucking patience. Nobody has any patience anymore. They want things instantaneously. They want things the very second that they open their mouth. That's not how this world works. That's not gonna happen. And where people are getting this shit from, I want it right now. I don't know, because if your ass was born on the day of conception, you would be a little bouncy ball fucking sperm cell wrapped up in a fucking egg cell bouncing outside your mother. How the fuck do you expect to have something instantly if it took your mama 9 months to grow your body and push you out of her womb? How do people expect to have something happen instantaneously? If your life is so fucked up and it took you years to fuck your life up, how do you expect for your life to get better? The same amount of time it took for your life to get fucked up is the same amount of time, if not more, that it's going to take for your life to get better. For you to get better up here first. It happens up here first, as above, so below. As within, so without. Whatever's in here, it's not going to happen until in here gets better. It's not. And all these people coming in, and I do spell work too on top of that. And motherfuckers gonna holler at me, why haven't it happened yet? What's going on in your head? What's going on in your mind? How are you feeling? Because every spell I cast is connected to that person. I ain't got shit to do with it. Once I let it go, it's out there. I cannot get it back. But I can undo it. But the person that it is attached to undoes it on their own, because their mind isn't set up right. Which is why I counsel and consult first before I do anybody's spell work. They jumping in a pool before they even understand how deep that motherfucker is, and you're drowning in it. Spiritually drowning. It took me years to understand this shit. And didn't nobody throw me no motherfucking life raft. I had to do this by myself. I didn't have no one-on-one life coach. I didn't have no one-on-one apprenticeship. I didn't have none of that. I had to figure this stuff out by myself. I had to go through that emotional roller coaster and spiritual awakening and abuse at the same motherfucking time. The whole world clashed and split me in two, and I had to figure out which one I wanted to be. Hell no. I'm for damn sure. No. Only then will that cycle end when dealt with properly. You must understand behavior, human behavior, and why we do things. How your brain really works. Knowing what the mind-brain conundrum really is about. Reading up on psychology and human behavior. We want to do our jobs better, right? We want to go to work and get recognition. We want to go in and punch the clock. Bing. 10 to 2. Where my check at? Every 2 weeks or every week, I want my check. I want recognition. I want to get there on time. I want that PTO. I want them days off. I want them 2 weeks vacation time. I want this and I want that. But whole fucking time. And this is what really pisses me off. Everybody wants to do better at their job, but they don't want to do this better. They don't want to get this right. How you going to go and give yourself over to a job and you don't even know yourself? How the hell you going to go and work 16 to 18 hours at a job and don't even know how your own brain works? How your own mind and how your own body works? You don't even know yourself. You just going and giving your own divine, powerful self over to people that only consider you as a number in the first place. They can replace you just like that. It's called at-will employment. You can get laid off at any time. So the day that you clock in is the same day that you could possibly get clocked out and laid off. Then what? You stuck. Know yourself and you will know the universe and the gods. It's in y'all's Bible. As a man thinketh, so is he. As you declare it, so shall it be. Where do you think I got the shit from? I picked a side, honey. I read the Bible. I read it back and front and back, to and fro. Even did all the motherfucking in between. That's what led me to where I am today. All your Bible thumpers out there. How you gonna follow after something you don't even understand to begin with? Because you don't even understand your mind. And how things truly work. That's it. That's all I got for right now. Recognize it, understand it, while seeking not only professional help, but also spiritual guidance. You cannot have one without the other. Understand that we are divine energies and beings having a very real human experience. Doors that were closed spiritually will become open. Doors in the mind that were sealed shut will begin to open, causing aha moments, moments of revelation, clear vision, and downloads when one has pinpointed exactly when the cycle begins and ends. Only then will that cycle end, when dealt with properly. That's all I got. Identifying vicious mental cycles. What is a vicious mental cycle? That is the first video. I hope it helps somebody somewhere, and y'all motherfuckers better watch this motherfucking video all the way through. Don't be wasting my time, because I don't got time to be wasting, okay? It took me damn near a lifetime, half of my 20s and all the way up to out of my damn 30s to learn all of this shit. I am 39 years old. I started learning this shit at 25, okay? Y'all count the years, because my black ass don't feel like fucking doing it. Love y'all. Peace. Hail Clown Neck. Hail Lucifer. Bye-bye.